Your All Holiness, my name is Hadil Arwais. I'm a Syriac Orthodox from Syria. Our churches enjoy close relations, and we have both suffering with the kidnapping of the Metropolitan of the Greek Orthodox, Boulos Yazgi, and our Metropolitan, Yohanna Brahim, near Aleppo. Several months ago, ISIS kidnapped 300 members of my community, who walked in chains with their captors without any resistance. Assad forces, who are supported by your government, who were stationed few miles away from them, failed to protect your fellow Christians. Your All Holiness has showed great concern and interest in Syria's Christians, but your government's support for Assad failed to protect Christians, despite the stated policy by the Russian government to do so. Father Chaplin, the spokesman of Russian Orthodox Church, publicly announced that your church considers the war in Syria as a holy war. Fighting ISIS is holy and just. However, there is nothing just or holy in supporting a criminal like Assad, who has stood idly by while Orthodox Christians and others are being slaughtered by ISIS. Let's not forget also about the Christians in Assad custody and the thousands of innocents who are being killed due to his crimes. Khalil Matouk, Gabriel Mouche are two human rights activists. They are members of our Orthodox Church. They have been in Assad jails for more than 2 years with no news from them. Your All Holiness, I want to talk to you as a humble daughter of our great church. I remind you of Saint Seraphim of Sarov, a great son of our church who has known with her holiness. We all know his story when he was chopping wood and then attacked by thieves with his own axe. They thought he would have a lot of money, but he found nothing with him but a Theophilus. He then forgave the thieves who attacked him. I tried a lot to forgive those who tortured me and tortured my community, and pushed a lot of Christians to flee Syria, but I could not. In 2011, I was tortured and attacked by the thieves who are similar, very similar to those who attacked Saint Seraphim. They found nothing with me but a paper that said freedom for Syria. My attackers were Assad thugs. Those who attacked me were Assad thugs, but who attacked my family in eastern Syria were ISIS thugs. And when we have to choose between Assad and ISIS, we absolutely choose Jesus, who taught us to be free. The Christians in Syria are in real danger today. Assad is using them as pawns to keep his clan in power. They monopolize arms, they monopolize money and power. They don't care about Christians, Orthodox or Catholic populations. 100 members of my family almost drowned in the Mediterranean Sea while trying to cross it into Europe. Yet, Assad's people, family, are still safe in their own villages in Syria. This war will not support or protect the Christians of Syria because his cynical regime has always exploited Christians for its purposes. We welcome Russia's interest in the Christians, but we need Russia to protect us from ISIS and Assad as well. In Syria, the Druze, the Kurds, the Turkmen, all were allowed to have their own parties and groups that protect their community. The Christians have been excluded because Assad refuses to defend them. Assad has always been happy to see Christians die in Syria while pretending that he's the protector of them. He's not. We want to see Russia standing with the right people, serious Christians and their brothers and sisters from the Sunni Muslims. Not with ISIS, not with Assad. 80% of Syria's Sunnis 80% of Syrians are Sunnis, and among these 80%, the extremists and the members of ISIS are a very tiny minority. We have been living with our Sunni fellows for hundreds of years, before Assad and after Assad. The Russian strikes will foment disputes and hate and tension between Christians and Muslims because Assad is carelessly pushing you to fight for him in the name of us, the Christians. Basil Shahade, a Syrian filmmaker and a member of our Orthodox Church. Assad forces killed him in 2012 because he was one of the protesters in Homs when the uprising was peaceful. Assad forces refused to let our church in Damascus to make a funeral for Basil. So we had to bury Basil in Homs, in an area and church that was controlled by the Free Syrian Army. Ironically, the man who was accompanying Basil in protesting until his last breath was Captain Addik, a Homsi Sunni guy who later became a Free Syrian Army fighter. Captain Addik was killed yesterday in Russian strikes on Homs. Thank you.